One last hockey question for you. You work for the four-letter network. Does the NHL need ESPN?
Yeah.
Do they need them back?
Yes. Now, this is corporate Helwani speaking right now. Look what ESPN has done for me, and look what they did for Patrick. I mean, all his great on College Game Day have really propelled him into the star that he is. By the way, can we talk about him showing up on Monday in that Men's Warehouse suit that he threw on from, I don't know where he got that thing. Didn't even tuck in his shirt. Sitting on the set. I mean, expecting to be serenaded by Greeny and the crew because he's showing up to talk to them for 5 minutes. But you could see it meant a lot. He had a twinkle in his eye because he broke out, the gray suit that he bought in 2006.
No, corporate Helwani. Listen, I understand that when you go on those shows, there's a couple rules. You wear a sport coat. You wear a button down, and then you take whatever you're going to say, and you turn it from a 6 to a 12, and you just go in there. That is what you do. That is what you do, Helwani.
And you fake laugh at all the other jokes.
I enjoy a lot of the jokes, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, but it's a different thing. It took you from being a super creative, entertaining guy, right, and then it made you a journalist and seen by a lot of people, right? I mean, that's what he is.
In any event, there are NHL games on Plus right now, which I think is cool. I miss those days. I mean, I know the song. Remember the song?
Yeah.
Sing it with me now. Yes, it was great. Those were great days. Barry Melrose, legend, right? So I think
is he? Have you ever met him? I've heard he's not. Have you ever met him over there at ESPN?
I was in the bathroom with him once. He had fantastic hair and a great pinstripe suit.
Okay, good.
But I've never actually spoken to him. Why? What have you heard?
No, I didn't know. I think we tried to have him on one time. I don't think it worked out. I'm a big fan. I love Barry Melrose. I just didn't know anybody that's ever met him before.
I would love to see it happen. That's no knock on NBC, but I do think that when you're on ESPN, I mean, just perfect example. Look at the UFC, right? The UFC, when they were on Fox, it was great, but I think being on ESPN, you're covered more by ESPN.com. That's just the way it is. You're covered more by SportsCenter. That's just the way it is. There are commercials during NBA games, during NFL games. It's just a different beast. And with the report that came out recently that NBCSN is no longer going to be a thing.
Dead.
Yeah. I mean, could the NHL be on the Peacock network? I
pitched a show to that guy, by the way, the guy that was in charge of NBCSN.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I forget his name.
Russell Dalrymple.
Is that his name?
No, that was the guy from Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah. That was a good one.
Nice.
I would like to see it happen. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, no, I think it's right? much. I think they're better off being fourth or fifth fiddle even on ESPN than they are being number one on
by the way,
NBC.
If ESPN knows that, okay, if hockey does well, we do well.
Yeah.
Some of those top tens and the highlights and the conversation with some of the hockey things, I think it just naturally grows in of itself.
Well, I think this time of year when there's no football, and I think you'll start them being even on ESPN2 with a nightly game, and then bringing back NHL Tonight and having let's say a Wednesday night game, which NBC did, but it just I don't know. It didn't seem to have the same hype and like you said, NBCSN, not a lot of people got it, so they didn't see it.
And it's dead, so it failed miserably.
What do you mean it's dead?
NBC Sports Network.
Oh, not yet. But yes, it just, there was something that didn't feel as big. There's actually a good show. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Plus. I think it's In the Crease, a nightly highlight recap show that they've been doing actually since Plus launched in April of 2018. It's really good. So I think subtly, if you've been paying attention, ESPN has done a great job of covering the sport when they don't own the rights, because historically, if they don't own the rights, they're not actually giving it the same kind of TLC as the other sports. I'm a big Emily Kaplan fan. I don't know if you guys have ever had her.
Yeah. I read her stuff all the time. Her Twitter's good too.
She's good, and Greg Wyshynski I think is really good as well. So I would love to see it happen. But who the hell am I? I have no say in anything. They probably really want to get rid of me.
Can you play any hockey at all? I would assume everybody's in that business of getting rid of Ariel. But the can you? You did not deserve that.
No, it's okay. Listen, if you would have paid attention to the beginning of this interview, I spoke about my extreme prowess on the rinks of Montreal, both outdoor, indoor, floor, street. Actually, my sweatshirt is hung up in one of the street light rafters because I was such a street hockey legend.
Yeah.
9 and 10-year-olds division.
You're talking to a legit world champion ball hockey player, okay?
Who?
Nick, world champion.
What does that mean?
Means I played deck hockey, ball hockey as you guys call it in Canada. Some people call it street hockey, but it was on a rink. We went over to Italy. We actually tied the Canadians in the semifinals, but we went on to the finals to win, and we got a gold medal, and we're the only American team to do it.
Ever heard of it?
Like what organization is this? Like what tournament?
ISBHF, International Street and Ball Hockey Federation.
Yeah, that sounds totally fake.
Google it. It's real.
Google it. It's real, and he's a world champion.
That sounds like the most made up. That's like the Seinfeld episode where he's talking about like the IGP, WA, and he's like, oh, the Institute. You know?
No, it's like, Alexander Burrows?
I never heard of him.
He's a former Canuck. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Of course you don't. I've never heard of him because it's hockey, and you know nothing about hockey before you were asked to come on the show, and you ordered this sweater yesterday from Amazon.